Who are you and what are we doing right now?
So, I'm Felipe Heusser. I'm the CEO of RhinoBird. I'm a fellow here at the Berkman Center for Internet and Society, and we're about to launch very soon this app we have been working on for a couple of years. It's called RhinoBird.
Yep.
I know lots of people are excited about live videos, seeing Meerkat and Periscope recently. Well, the fact is we have been working on this for a couple of years for nice and important reasons that had to do with freedom of expression, open the space for video, give users the control about their data. We protect you in terms of privacy. All of that is on detail on RhinoBird.tv. But beyond that, just our app is cool. It's nice, and it's meant for audience building. And that's what I wanna show today.
Let's check out the app.
Absolutely. So it's not just about watching people. It's also about watching things that connect people. So I know lots of people are doing Meerkats and Periscope, and they have followers, people that are watching them. But on RhinoBird, you can follow watch not only people, but follow or watch things that connect people between each other. The idea of hashtags, as you would do on Twitter, for example, are applied into RhinoBird, and that's what I would like to show.
Show me an example of that. So right now you're streaming on your phone, but you're going to do the demo on the computer, right?
Exactly.
All right, very cool.
So basically it's a good point to say that RhinoBird works on both desktop and mobile. And we started with mobile on the Android side. I know more people around the world are on Android. iOS is very cool, and that will be ready in a couple of weeks. But we wanted to launch with Android first. So for those Android users, you can go right now to the Play Store, download our app, and it's on a beta. So it means give us some patience. This is done, with a lot of love, a lot of hard work. So we need to scale this, and you guys as a community are going to help us scale it. So,
all right. So what are we looking at here?
So we're looking at, again, both the app and the desktop. The app is already live right now.
Sure, you're broadcasting.
So I am broadcasting right now.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, and I'll do the same thing with the computer now.
Yep.
So I'll say live from it's from Berkman as a hashtag. As you can see here, the app is already suggesting what we call channels. This is based on your geolocation of other streams taking place right now, or which took place very recently, using that hashtag. So it's idea of organizing conversations. If you're in a conference, if you're in a restaurant, if you're in a protest, whatever you are, if there are other videos in that same space, like hashtag South by Southwest, whatever, it will be suggested if you would like to also post your video, not just individually, but share with other people into that hashtag.
People get more and more that hashtags are a lot like channels on television. More increasingly, that's a way of grouping things, right? It's what used to be a decade ago, we call that folksonomies.
Exactly.
Right?
And as we will see, in a couple of minutes, this is very important because as you have been following, you can add the hashtag there.
Could add the hashtag, or can we use the?
You can.
Can we use the at?
It's in Spanish.
Okay.
So you can just click when it's going to work.
That'll work just fine.
And by the way, if you're going live, you can decide, which is also a big advantage here. This becomes a tweet in itself.
Yep.
If you have this clicked, it becomes a post on your Facebook as well. And if you're on your phone, you can also send it to WhatsApp. So this is a platform that works across other social networks and not just Twitter dependent. So.
Okay, so let's see what this actually looks like. We pop something up here.
Absolutely.
Now, question. You mentioned Meerkat. You mentioned Periscope. Things like Ustream or Livestream have been around for a while.
Yeah.
How does this differ? What's the thing that you built here that takes a step forward, or what are the differentiating principles of using this RhinoBird versus something else?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, RhinoBird is designed in the codes of social media. We really were focused on making things super simple for every user to play with, so that not only what we call kind of pre-scheduled events like these big conferences or big sport events are the ones being streamed, but actually kind of loose everyday life is able to be shared on these live video platforms. And so to make that extremely easy to do was something very important. But also we realized that there's there's an issue with sharing as well that needed to be exploited, which I think it's key about platforms like Twitter. It's about sharing. It's about connecting those conversations with other conversations and other people that agree on hashtags, and you know, those conversations take off. And we really wanted to focus on those nodes. We really wanted to focus on how can we develop a piece of technology, an app, that is not just cool and reason why people use it, but it's cool for people to connect with other people. How can we do an app that is meaningful for skateboarders to share their thing, their tricks, you know, for people that go to church to share, you know, their ceremonies, for people that are and NGOs and they're activists, how can they share that stories? That's not just one person sharing their thing. It's about that thing connected to other people. And I think that is something that hasn't been done in the live video space, and that's what makes, you know, RhinoBird unique.
And is this ephemeral, or does it stay archived, and can you put it other places?
By default, it stays archived, but it will ask you, like at the very beginning of your stream, do you want to save it or not?
Okay.
So, and afterwards, after it's saved, you can always destroy it. And it means destroyed. It means you, user, you know, have the control about that content. We're not going to keep it if you decide to destroy it.
Who's we? Who's behind the app?
So behind the app, there's a team of developers and, you know, people that have been working on the civic technology space for quite a while. We got funded from the Night News Challenge in 2012. So the whole technology, all the code has been developed from, you know, thanks to that grant coming from the Knight Foundation. And right now we're pretty much using that money and our own money, you know, to make this work, and hope it takes off and we can continue to build it.
And if it takes off, is there a long-term plan to support it or sustain it?
Oh, absolutely. Like that's what it's meant for. It's open source, very important to say as well. So there's a consistency between this message of a people-driven TV network and a technology that is actually also people-driven. So if you're on the developer side, you know, please hang out, join us, and support it. If you have new things, new additions, new plugins, new stuff, you know, do them. We will add them, and this is the idea. We will create a, you know, cross-national people-driven TV network. That's the purpose of it. It can be your videos for any purpose. It could be, you know, your platform for streaming your events, or the stories, or storytelling, news. There's so many things you can do on RhinoBird. Some of those things we have already imagined, but I'm sure many of these we haven't even thought about, and it's going to be the community who will tell us.
So if this gets popular, if you go from hundreds to thousands to more users, if it's something that catches on through all these Android device users around the world, where do the streams live or get hosted eventually?
Yeah, so this is the website right now.
Yep.
So, by the way,
and that's that us right here.
Yeah. So there's a couple of streams right now. There's we didn't mention this, but basically we went live in less than 10 seconds. So it was very fast. Yep. Behind this, we're using what is called WebRTC. WebRTC is a standard for live video communication between browsers. So this is very important on RhinoBird to actually, you know, we have an app for Android and so on, but actually you don't need an app. This is meant at the most basic level, which is a browser. If you have a browser that is Chrome, Firefox, or Opera today, or browser, you're ready to go on RhinoBird. You don't need to download an app. We have an app as well. You can go ahead on the Play Store and download it. But the point of entry here is extremely low. So if you start streaming on RhinoBird and you share that with other people across networks, they will get a link. They will immediately pick it up. They don't have to download any piece of software or plugin to consume that content. And not only that, they're actually ready to stream themselves without having to download an app. And that is possible because of WebRTC. And also, very important, this is a real-time video app. And I mean real-time video app because there's no latency. When you're watching someone on Meerkat or on Periscope, there's actually a lag of about 20 seconds because of the technology you're using. RhinoBird is built on cutting-edge video technology, meaning that the latency is 0. So if you're watching, you know, someone score on football, you don't want to watch that 20 seconds later. You want to watch it right now in real time as it's happening, or whatever news events or things you want to share about your family or pets with your friends. You know, they want to see it in real time, and RhinoBird delivers real time using WebRTC. So that's also speaking about the future. There's so many things you can do with video on a browser level, and RhinoBird is engaged in using cutting edge tech and not the traditional stuff on live streaming, you know.
So can you tell me about what you mean about following things? Because
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that here. Is it something we should look at on the device or on the web?
Exactly. So you can watch, again, as we were saying, people.
That's that in theory is watching us here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a video coming out.
Hey everybody.
And you can start chatting, say, for example, hi. And the guy who's streaming over here will get the message
See the
on
comment.
desktop and have the comment there.
Great.
But also, this is another one coming out of, what is it? This that's my phone here.
So we've got two different things going
Exactly.
on. Yep.
So the question is, how can we connect these two, right? So as you see, both videos were also streaming on the hashtag Berkman.
Yep.
So if we click Berkman there, a channel in our language opens up. And a channel is, you know, where all the videos using the hashtag connect. And you will see all of these happening in real time. And if you look at the screen right now, I can switch from one side to the other. And if someone else would start a live video right now using the hashtag Berkman, it will pop in here and more will come. And you can have a conversation at the hashtag level.
Got it.
So hashtag South by Southwest, hashtag Ferguson, hashtag Super Bowl, hashtag, I don't know, more snow coming to Boston. Whatever it is, it's not just one video. It's about, you know, things that connect us. And this is very important because one of the problems that I've seen in other platforms folks are having is that you have to chase people that are live in that spot that you want to, you know, look at, like a concert or whatever it is. Like, and you catch someone, oh, he's suddenly no longer available, but you can continue to follow him. Like, no, you want to see what's going on. So you don't need to chase anyone here to find out about the things you care about. On RhinoBird, the channels are a way of having ongoing shows. So let's say if you were looking at South by Southwest, hashtag South by Southwest on RhinoBird channel is ongoing. People join, they leave, they contribute, they leave, and so on. So that's not an issue. You don't have to chase each of these individually. You just go to the channel as you would do normally with your, you know, with your cable, and go there, and you know someone's you know some content's going to be there. So that's important, I think, to give certainty to people that about the things that are, you know, happening beyond just watching people. You watch channels.
Yep.
And I think that is pretty unique.
So in the larger context of things, what really makes RhinoBird different from the other options people have right now for live streaming video, and why should people care about the improvements to live streaming? It feels like this is something we've had on the web now for going on 10 years now. You know, what's different? I mean, obviously we have faster phones, much stronger wireless broadband, much better cameras, so the quality of the whole thing is improved vastly from what it used to be. But you know, why should, say, my mom care about this? What does this change about the world?
I think that, again, one thing that is important is so the fact of understanding, again, that the video space is not just an individual level space. It's not just about me trying to be famous and having lots of people to watch me, which is kind of cool anyway, and that's why people sometimes are hooked up by saying, hey, camera, I see lots of people here, and I want to continue talking about things. But I think that it's also interesting, and what that sort of perspective that is a bit more narrow doesn't capture is that stories, again, are not just about individual people, but about how people relate to other people, how they connect. And I think RhinoBird is much more of a tool that is meant for that purpose, where your story is connected to others. The idea of hashtags is important in that sense. We also introduced what we call live curation, which is something we have ready, but we want to start throwing things incrementally, not everything out at the at day one.
You haven't deployed the feature yet.
We haven't deployed the feature, but it's ready, and it's basically the idea of live curation. Right now, if we would be looking at that tool right now in the screen, it would be a button up here that's called the VJ. And if you turn it on, whatever you're switching here becomes shared in real time, so others can view your curation.
Got it.
Right? And that's important because you're also giving the control to people to pick up different contents. And maybe you're not at Ferguson, you're right here, or you're not at the Super Bowl, you're right here in this same office, but you're watching the channel, getting lots of feeds, and you're organizing it, you're creating it, and people can follow that as well.
If you can tell people in a tweet or 10 seconds why they should use this versus another one of the live streaming options out there, what do you say?
I would say simply that, first of all, this is works across not just Twitter dependent, it works across Twitter, Facebook, and WhatsApp. So you're going to spend time doing video and you want to connect to more people, so it is likely you will connect to more audience here because you're connecting at different ports, at different entry points, or other social networks. So that is, point one. I think it's also easier, meaning that the community you're going to connect with won't have to download an app before being engaged with you. It's easier because it's browser based, so they just get a link and they're ready to consume the video, and they're actually ready to broadcast themselves if they want to.
Now, a lot of people are going to be on the mobile device, though, right? I mean, we assume that that's where maybe the majority will occur. Like,
I think mobile is where everything is going towards.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we should, forget about the millions and millions of people that have desktops.
Sure.
And podcasters and storytellers, are also using desktops, and this is the best solution out there in the world for live video on desktops. And I think
better
it's important.
than Google Hangouts on Air?
I think so.
Why?
I think so. Well, again, because it gives you the ability to control your set, your sort of TV set, using the hashtags in a way that other platforms can't do. It also it is open in terms. It's easier in terms of sharing the URLs. You can customize your space as well in your own kind of profile. Put your picture, your kind of backdrop image, and have your own sort of TV built on RhinoBird.
Cool.
So it's fast, it's zero latency, it works across other networks, and also again, it's not just individual, and you can share things on hashtags with your friends going to a party or going to tell a story, sort of news on the streets or whatever it is, or if it's going to be the graduation of your kid in school, you can share that in real time, have that chat, which other folks also have, but on top of that, you keep that memory on the cloud. You can easily pick it up later on as a video on RhinoBird. And by the way, RhinoBird is designed as a native space for video. It's not that we're using Twitter's framework of the timeline, which is meant for reading posts, to just put some video out there. That's nice at first, but at some point, when you have lots of video going on and video is difficult to consume, you need to think about how to organize these things in boxes of video that make sense.
What's the organizing principle? Is it a grid then?
Yeah, so it has different layers, it has different grids for, again, users, organizations. The idea about the channels and the idea about curation is giving the people, our users, the ability to start organizing these content in different boxes so that we can clean the nice content from the not so nice content, right?
If people want to give you feedback, check out the code. Where should they look online?
So they need to go to RhinoBird.tv. That will lead them to the beta of RhinoBird.tv. Also, you can check out GitHub. All our code is out there. It's very well documented. And please, just check it out, use it. Give us your feedback. We know there's a lot of things we need to improve. This is a beta after all. So the success of it really depends on you as a community. Again, the ideas and the principles behind this are concerned about your rights and the freedom we have to express ourselves, and the policies and the terms of use and privacy are designed in a way to protect that as well. So RhinoBird is a platform that is kind of on your side, and we really have our people and our communities at the center of it. So RhinoBird.tv is the place to go, and hope you guys use it, like it, and help us improve it as well.
All right, thanks for chatting about it.
Okay, thanks.